Hello everyone, I'm Jake Okresick, and today I will be teaching you how to play traditional grip. Traditional grip first began during the Civil War. The drums were on slings which caused them to be on an angle. Since the drums were on an angle, it was hard for them to play matched grip, so they invented a new way known as traditional grip. Now we're going to get into how to hold the stick. You're going to put the stick between your thumb and your index finger, and then it's going to sit between the first joint and the nail of your ring finger. Then you're going to connect your thumb and index finger, and this should never break or come apart because this becomes your fulcrum point. And then you're just going to wrap your middle finger around the stick. And when you put it with the right hand, it should still be a V. It's going to be a slightly larger V, but still a V. Just like when you would play match grip, it'll still be a V, but it'll be slightly larger because you can't play with that small of a V and you can't move your wrist. Some things to watch out for: having your stick straight this way. That minimizes your wrist rotation, and you can only get about this high. So you want to make sure that it's an angle, and the V is your checkpoint. The second thing is make sure you don't have a flat hand. And the way you can check that is your thumbnail should be on an angle towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to be straight up, but just on an angle towards the ceiling. If it's pointing straight this way or down, your hand's flat. So I should be able to put a drop of water on the palm of your hand, and it should slide off. It shouldn't stay on the palm. So it should just slide off. So your palm should be angled towards the floor as well. Another thing is having a straight arm. That adds extra tension, and you can't really move your arm. So you want to make sure your elbow's bent and there's a little bit of space between your elbow and your ribs. So now we're going to get into the wrist motion used to play traditional grip. Unlike your right hand, your wrist goes up and down, but with your left hand, it goes right and left. So we're going to do 8 on a hand without sticks, so you really get the feeling of how your wrist turns and how it works that way, and to build up the wrist motion. And it's a good thing to do to warm up before you add sticks, just to maximize the wrist motion. And it's going to be harder because you don't have sticks for that rebound to help you. So you really have to turn your wrist every time. So for your left hand, your thumb's just going to hit the drum, and your 4 fingers are going to hit the drum for your right hand. So 8 on a hand. While you're doing this, make sure you don't lift your arm while you're playing. You want all the motion to come from your wrist, because if you add arm, you're going to get a completely different sound from your right hand, and you're just making it harder for yourself to play. You're using more oxygen and you're working harder. So you just want to make sure everything comes from the wrist. And now we can add sticks. And it should be easier because the stick will rebound to help you turn your wrist. So we'll have 8 on a hand again. And another thing to watch out for is make sure both of your sticks are coming up at the same height. You don't want one hand to be playing all the way up here and the other one to only be coming up to here. So you want to make sure they're at the same height all the time. And even when you're playing at lower heights, like 3 inches. You want them to be at the same exact height so you get the same consistency in quality of sound from your right to left hand, so one's not louder, one's not softer, one, you know, so you want to make sure you have a consistent sound from your right to left hand. So those are just some of the basic things to help develop your traditional and make sure, you know, you have the correct technique. So just, you know, break everything down, put the stick in your hand and just make sure that feels comfortable to you, and then, you know, work on the wrist rotation by itself and then add both of the things together and it should make it a lot easier. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful to anyone who wants to learn traditional.